All right. Thank you for staying with us. And we've been talking about, the different dimensions in these conversation about insecurity in Nigeria and the way forward. The residents of different communities in Sokoto State, in Zamfara State, have been talking about how they are being impeded, from farming, actually. And even when they struggle to farm, actually, levies will still, be inflicted on them, imposed on them by non-state actors. That means before you farm, you pay. During the course of the program, the course of the farming, you pay. When it's time for harvesting, you still pay as well. And they are talking right now. We'll be looking at all of that, the implication of this on farming, because you can easily call. They can't access their farm. And when they do, it comes at at a cost for them, actually. We are being joined right now by security analyst and consultant, Mr. Deyemi Saka, and joins us virtually. Mr. Saka, good morning.
Good morning. It's nice to be with you guys once again.
Right. Yeah.
The frequency is better now. Okay. It's not once in 6 months.
Okay. All right. Now, we still have Comrade Lanre Fadahunsi here with us. But let me start with you now, right now. We've seen so many pictures, of bandits at peace meetings, whatever they call peace meetings, peace pact, in which the local government, maybe leaders, will reach out to these people from the place of their helplessness. And we've shown many of these pictures, and videos with these guys when it comes to these meetings with military-grade weapons, strapped with weapons, with magazines, live magazines to their body, and in which they dictate some of these things to these people. People in Zamfara are talking now. Sokoto State are talking now. And they are saying this is the issue. The Nigerian military came out yesterday to say we are making serious gains, especially the Air Force pounding bases of these criminals in Borno, in Katsina, in Sokoto, and all of those, even in Kwara, and we are doing a lot. But Nigerians will say this is not tallying. Mr. Saka, I'd like to ask you, my colleague Tope raised a point and saying when these people, these criminals, bandits, insurgents, or whoever they are, when they wreck their havocs, when they kidnap, when they abduct, when they are looking for money, when they are slaughtering, you see pictures, you see videos, you see all of these things. But when the Nigerian military tell you that they have done this, they have done that, Nigerians, many patriotic Nigerians want to believe, but they are no proof. In Burna Boy's words, you will, how did he even say that? You will explain and explain and explain. But because there is no proof, how does this make? But let's start from these guys, communities in Zamfara State and Sokoto State now talking. What do you think is happening? Because some is saying it's not new. Why are they talking now?
Well, I want to pick it one after the other. We probably have a clear understanding.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why we probably would not see images and pictures from military ops is like the military doesn't really go with for photo ops. We are not talking about the days of Abba Kyari that everything looks like it's staged or what have you. You probably don't want to risk the lives of anybody while doing crossfire. The person will be carrying cameras around and everything. Yes, there are some that does that for documentation in operation, but sometimes you don't. It's not a showbiz business, and it is what it is. And most of these military operations are like that. Secondly, you probably said, why is it, if I can borrow the word, episodic, like she said, and it's this simple. The complexity and the peculiarity of the theaters or probably areas of conflicts will bring about these episodic results and attacks. And let's go back to 2023. The pain of ransom or reality has been going on in Zamfara since 2011, 2013. It's not new. It didn't just start now. But it's when the government of the day, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration came on board, the pronouncements and the policy trust of the administration in the initial early days of it brought about unto that ship on Nigerians. There's no way we can't run away from that. and that's weakened in any counterinsurgency strategy you want to come up with, in any counterinsurgency or terrorism effort. You need the buy-in and the cooperation of the people to give you what you keep saying. Everybody keeps saying that and banding around human intelligence. Human intelligence comes from people. And the reason why this is going on is the people where this conflict is being domiciled are complicit, not as a people, but some persons in their communities are complicit. I'll give you another instance. In the early days of this administration, there was a military operation, an army operation, after its recon and everything, that identified the terrorist camp, and an hour, 90 minutes before strike, it now changed from a terrorist hideout to religious gathering. A lot of Northerners lost it. Yes, how will you bomb people that are praising God and what have you? But to those of us, because for those areas, it's in a bid to reduce collateral damage. What I mean collateral and non-combative collateral damages, they go about telling the community, especially the district, tell people to stay at home. In that, communication channel, that trail, there is a compromise, and that is why oftentimes military operations doesn't give us the desired result. In Zamfara, I have friends in Zamfara. A couple of days from now, my state be in Zamfara, be on ground in Zamfara. Tell you that there are girls, ladies in Zamfara now, especially those villages being occupied or close to the forest, that girls will leave the town and go to the bush or forest or bushes to offer themselves not even as girlfriends, as prostitutes to these bandits, and come to town with the wealth of money giving and start flaunting it. You see people in the communities that are living beyond their means, obviously in bed with these terrorists, giving them intel and what have you. So, for the government to achieve more, I think we just need to pray that the economic, positive ratings that we get here and there gets to the common man. It's reflective on the lives, or probably on the lives of the common man, or lives of an average Nigerian, and then people will not be torn between loyalty to bandits and loyalty to your country. And again, before you brought me on board, I heard Comrade Fadahunsi saying that most of these kidnappers and most of these people wrecking this havoc were political, talks and everything. I think we should move away from that convenience because it's not him that started the narrative, the convenient explanation to this insecurity and terrorism. We are not dealing with political touts that are criminals. We are dealing with sophisticated terrorism. It's a chain. And I keep saying this. Sometimes I've been questioning the credentials of the NSAs we've been having from the days of Muhammadu Buhari. And I challenge anybody, and as we speak, and as I'm speaking, you probably could do it, somebody could fact check this. Please, try and search for the old Kanemi Empire. The landmass and the area, the political whatever. It starts from northern Cameroon, Chad, Nigeria, it takes you through Borno, present-day Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa, till it ends at the Mediterranean Sea in Libya. And if you look at that trail, I've been saying this for the past 5 years, it reveals to you the theater of conflicts in Africa. And if you now know what is happening, we can identify some. But Africa and Nigerians are not ready to tell ourselves the truth. There's a brand of Islam. I'm not saying Islam is a terrorist religion. There's a brand of Islam being domiciled in the whole Kanemi Empire. It is said that that particular brand, the custodian of the brand of Islam, was responsible for the 10-year civil war between Iraq and Iran. The same custodian of that brand of Islam is responsible for the ongoing destruction of Yemen. Why don't you just want to call it a spade and not a cutlass and face it?
So what are you calling it?
That now you've identified an ideology, You've identified a possible financier with its allies and what have you, and we can move forward.
So what are you, Mr. Saka, what are you calling it?
If you go to the bank, if people, whether politically or for resource control, are planning to recreate the old academic empire, or they're using the old academic empire as a map of their operations and spread of their operations, it's that simple. But you see, because of the proximity, border lines have been blurred and everything, these guys now tend to go beyond the theater because of economic survival and what have you. That is one. Two, the governments of the day have not done well enough to tell us what they've done. The removal of forex of subsidy is responsible for the increased activities or criminal activities of the insurgents or bandits. I'll tell you why. The removal of subsidy on forex has cut funding to terrorism. Because that was the free funds for them to still get arms and everything. Now, they are coming out now to get money to sustain their activities, their existence, and their relevance. We are undermanned, as we don't have an adequate personnel in the police force. We don't have adequate personnel in the armed forces. As at 2016, 2017, the combined force of the combined population of our armed forces is around 170,000. I think now we are just getting around 300,000. We still need at least 200,000 or 500,000 more combined strength. So these are things working against us recording success or successes against terror.
All right.
But firstly, okay.
All right, let's talk about this new taxation model now. The taxation model that the terrorists...
It's not new. It's been ongoing in Zamfara for a while.
...to this.
It's not new.
What does it portend, for the people of the community? What does it portend in midterm? Talking about crisis now that will begin to get in or fall in, in agriculture, talking about food supply, the chains, all of those. What will happen? And what should the troops do? You said we do not have a good strength, talking about the combined forces now, but how would the government intervene, to cushion or to stop the whole process altogether? How do the people lead?
A lot of people might fancy or probably might see my position as extreme. I think there's a need for us to question the current governor of Zamfara State. Okay. He's unpatriotic, and his utterances, decisions, and style of governance is counterproductive. This is a man that came out publicly to tell the whole world that he knows the location of the bandits. You know the location of the bandits in line with the section 16 of the Terror Act. That is concealment. If you don't need to score political points with security. All you need to do, are we still on?
Yes.
All you need to do, if you know the location, so the exact location, share that resources or information on intel with the armed forces. It reduces even the collateral damage on the part of the military. By the time there's a clear out of these guys, the taxation, the hardship your people are subjected to will be over. Please, a lot of people forget that the slogan of Zamfara State is farming is our pride. Since 2013, 2014, the people of Zamfara can't do that. They've been farming with hardship. They've been paying these people. They've been there.
Now,
God help us.
Okay, yeah. The thing is this. I'm not sure, before I bring Comrade in back, the Nigerians will say, even with information available to laymen, that the location of where these terrorists are or the insurgents are is no more the question, because we've seen people going go out. Sheikh Gumi have been going in, going out for years. You know, these people have been holding peace. They come into the town, they have meetings. You see if our producers can put up some of those videos again. So the issue of where they are or they are hiding, I'm not sure is the question here. The willpower to really, we talked about the episodic intervention that we are having. The military are saying we are pounding them right now. How do we sustain this? So the location, either a governor is aware of the place or is not aware of the place. I'm not sure if, as they say, I think we have passed that conversation, my own opinion. The question is, what are we doing to them? Especially brazenly coming out to hold meetings. Some of them are turbaned. They are levying taxes. Government within a government. Mr. Saka, I think that's where we are right now.
To answer that without wasting our time, let me speak to the Sheikh Gumi's whatever. Sheikh Gumi is an insult to the sensibility, his activities and actions is an insult to the sensibility, the lives, dignity to human lives in Nigeria. Sheikh Gumi should have been behind bars a long time ago. And it got emboldened because of the indulgence of 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari that kept treating these people as very important criminals. That is one. Two, when we keep saying that it goes beyond the location and what have you, the people in the communities, whether we like it or not, are not that cooperative. And I'm not saying this from a privileged position because I'm not caught up in that area of crisis.
Is it not that we are blaming the victim here in their helpless state?
I'm coming.
I mean, they've married some of these community members. They've taken some of them as wives. They have in the.
So it's more like there's a need for reorientation because some of them see them as their freedom fighters. Some of them see from a religious perspective that these people are fighting their religious cause. Some of them say that no, they are my brothers and kinsmen, I can't betray them. Some of them are saying that I'm making more money, I don't have hope, or this has given me hope. So those people or those persons in the categories of what I've said might be little compared to the larger population or the victims suffering, but they are the ones holding them to ransom, and they are the people. Nobody knows where to talk to them, how to go to them, how to speak to them. When it comes to them to now share those intel with the authorities that this is the exact location. And secondly, I think it's just now that we are now buying what we need. A lot of times buying fighter jets, whatever, doesn't help this. We are now buying more of attack helicopters. And I believe if the present efforts of the, because military has been they've been doing well. There's hardly no week since 2023 that you don't see a report of a clear out of a terrorist camp.
All right. Mr. Saka,
just said it that we are saying it now.
Yeah, but we'll come back to you. Allow me hold you there while I take Comrade here. You've heard him say maybe this battle is even beyond these rhetorics that we are having, that it dated back, to maybe the old empire of conquest and all of those things. Maybe that is still happening now. But there are some that will say, maybe if that is still there, there are still some elements of some persons playing on the fact that maybe successive governments have been lethargic and has emboldened these people to be running a government within a government right now.
First and foremost, I would like to say that I spoke from a point of information. Now, Ibago is saying we know where they are. And El-Rufai has said that before him. El-Rufai said it when it suited him.
While he was, let's cap a bomb everyone.
While he was holding them and paying them money, they were useful to him. But when the attack of the train attack, Kaduna train attack happened, he said he was now telling the military, what are we telling? Do you want us to believe you don't know where they are? Don't you know the number of kilometers they rode on bikes in hundreds to go and attack that train? Would you have said you didn't see them? Do you understand? What I'm trying to point out is that people in government have been embedded in it, whether they have the Kanuri Empire thing, whether it's for mineral resources. We had a retired Al-Mustafa tell us, that's all for mineral resources. He said it on Berekete, national TV. So it's not as if they don't know themselves. They do. It is for different reasons. Some are hinging on religion. Some of that are just the commerce of it. But in all of this, the reality remains that those in government are complicit. It's for different reasons. Some might be for the Kanuri or Kanem Borno Empire thing. Some might be for the religious thing. Some might be for the commercial aspect of it. In all of that, they need acquisitions of people in government.
So you are talking about complicity.
Complicity. So it's across board. Government. It's different reasons for different people.
All right.
But the reality is the populace are the ones suffering. Right. And I can't blame them for complying to those visibly before them. They expect government presence, they cannot see it. And like he rightly said, government policies has made recruitment very easy for bandits. Some girls will go to them themselves, like he rightly said, and come back with $200 because some pay them in dollars. We heard Musa Army Chief, for just the recent past Army Chief, saying when they catch some of them, you see heavy loads of dollars on them. Foreign currencies on them. So it shows that they are so powerful. At times when they have issues with, we don't have enough women, they go to communities and just pack their women, pack their girls and move away with them. All right. Those ones, they don't request a ransom on them. They turn them to sex
just for their sexual pleasure.
Yes, they turn them to sex slaves.
Terrible.
Now Elia Sharibu has a second husband in the enclave, and nobody is going to them to give it to them.
All right, Comrade. Yeah.
Where do they get all those sophisticated weapons? They have support.
Yeah.
They have heavy support. They are using drones now. So to say we are placing it outside of for political this thing, collaboration, I mean regional collaboration is allowed. But have we called for that?
All right.
Deliberately? All right. We are not deliberate about this issue of getting them off. The economy is not working. Because of that, it's easy for them to young
Comrade, let me begin with you. I'm going to go over to Mr. Saka, but let me begin with you. Now, just to a minute or two, tell us, what would be your recommendation, especially at this point, where we're now going to have taxes by terrorists in certain communities in the country?
It's for the what you said,
to address the nation and give a matching order, direct, real order to the army to go all out for them. That way, intel will not leak because they have a direct order from the. All this success that we are seeing by the Air Force, the collaborative efforts of the ground troops with the Air Force people, you will discover this. But these people are so sure that they have people who protect their interest, who tell them they are coming after you. So that's the confidence that they have people in different places in government or close to government that will always tell them, look, they're coming for you.
So for you, the CNC needs
the commander-in-chief needs to tell the nation this is a war situation. Make us believe majority of them cannot be Nigerians and doing this to our citizens. There are people from the Sahel region who have infiltrated that, so the army has a duty to decimate and remove them.
All right, Mr. Saka, over to you. Let's have your recommendation.
Well, the first thing is this, I've been saying this since 2012. There's a need for us to subject the High Command, the DHQ, to a polygraph test. That would make us save out the collaborators from within. If we can identify the collaborators from within, fine, we can go further. Secondly, we need to increase the fleet of attack helicopters. We don't need fighter jets. To be able to maneuver the urban terrain for urban warfare, even this forest and what have you. Then again, we need to really set up a CTU, counterterrorism unit, a specially dedicated counterterrorism unit, and should have state command across board, should have its own attack helicopters for closure support and for what have you, should have its own structure, regimented structures and what have you. With these three things, about immediate thing we can do is increase the fleet of attack helicopters. And there are two things I want us to be clear with. There's the issue of terrorism and the issue of Fulani militia. Fulani militias are the one of getting as far as Kwara. Terrorism is the one we are dealing with Yobe, probably Northwest. So the response to Fulani militia has been kind of being pampered by government, but now let's treat all of them as criminals. Now, we shouldn't be expecting media trial or what sensitization or probably Professionalism. Just get it done, wipe them out, clear them, neutralize them.
All right, we have less than 2-3 minutes here. There's this development, and we've shown the clip. It has gone viral, actually, where we learned the ISWAP, faction of these criminals, and the Boko Haram. They are at each other's throats right now, and they have been cancelling themselves out. That's viral video where they are on the waters. Their extended video of this particular recording, where it's not just only these boats. There are many boats, possibly on an attack. Now, when we say, if this can come out, how do we lash in now? Because we even learned Shekau, even after the government said he was technically killed, technically defeated many times, it was still a faction rival group that took him off. Now, this guy at each other's throat at the Lake Chad region, how do we lash in on this? Now, because many of them, you could see them here going on an attack. Can the aerial, attack, just be done on them? The Nigerian Air Force latching on these things. How do we gain from this, attack between the Boko Haram and the ISWAP insurgents? How does this pay us?
There's the multinational joint task force stationed in Chad, and also has a command in Borno.
Yeah.
But sometimes we should tell ourselves the truth. Most of these things, we get the hint of it, so we get to know about these rents as past. Yes, I don't know. You probably might. We need to. It's sad, but we need to look at what, this is a confirmation of another thing we're saying as well. We need to now expand the collaboration from, but how many states are really working in Africa, in that region? Mali is under a military dictatorship that has severe ties with France. Same with Niger. You probably want to look at Libya is a failed state. You want to look at Cameroon, there's no leadership in place, even they had one.
Yeah, we have to go. But Mr. Saka, you have talked about collaboration, but even from the Nigerian end, does that mean there is no surveillance on those waters? Where's the Nigerian Navy? Where's the Nigerian Air Force?
Lake Chad, we might. There's a bit of where we could operate, but it's limited on how we could operate on Lake Chad. If they are on international waters or international boundary, which is out of our, we cannot have incursion to the other, especially Chad. Chad is a strong army that you don't want to get into their land. So there's still need for that collaboration from both sides, or all sides.
All right. Thank you very much, because from laymen like us, we just look and say, when these guys with their, their wooden boats and flying boats are going on this expedition, you just expect, like we see in movie, although reality is not.
But you don't even need to engage them. You just let them have to fight each other, and you not take over the remnants.
Well, it is what it is. I just hope this pays Nigeria in the longer run. Mr. Deyemi Saka, thank you for your time and your take today. And of course, Comrade Lanre Fadahunsi, we won't be tired. This is our country. Nobody gets tired in the face of insecurity, because if everybody keeps quiet, we are all done for. And we can't afford that to happen. Thank you for your time and your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, this will be the size of the program today. We'll see you tomorrow. Femi Ojo is my name. God bless Nigeria.
And I'm Timmy Tope. Bye for now.